Hello, my young scientists. Today we are going to dive into the fascinating world of chemistry and explore how the periodic table can help us understand the atoms and molecules that make up everything around us. Let's start by talking about atoms. Atoms are the building blocks of matter, and they are made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Each element on the periodic table is made up of a unique combination of these particles. For example, hydrogen has 1 proton and 1 electron, while oxygen has 8 protons, 8 neutrons, and 8 electrons. Now, when atoms come together to form molecules, they do so in specific ratios based on their atomic structure. This is where chemical formulas come into play. A chemical formula is a shorthand way of representing the types and numbers of atoms in a molecule. For example, the chemical formula for water is H2O, which means that a water molecule is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. But how do we know how many of each type of atom are in a chemical formula? This is where the periodic table comes in handy. Each element on the periodic table has a unique atomic number, which tells us the number of protons in its nucleus. By looking at the atomic numbers of the elements in a chemical formula, we can determine the ratio of atoms in the molecule. Let's take a closer look at a more complex chemical formula like carbon dioxide or CO2. In this case, the chemical formula tells us that a carbon dioxide molecule is made up of 1 carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms. By referencing the periodic table, we can see that carbon has an atomic number of 6, while oxygen has an atomic number of 8. This means that a carbon dioxide molecule contains 1 carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms. Now let's explore how the periodic table can help us understand the properties of different elements. The periodic table is organized into rows and columns based on similar chemical properties. Elements in the same column or group have similar reactivity and bonding characteristics. For example, the elements in group 1, like hydrogen and lithium, are highly reactive and tend to form ionic bonds with other elements. On the other hand, elements in the same row, or period, have similar atomic structures and properties. For example, the elements in period 2, like carbon and oxygen, have similar atomic sizes and electron configurations. This organization of the periodic table helps us predict how different elements will behave in chemical reactions. In conclusion, the periodic table is a powerful tool that helps us understand the atoms and molecules that make up the world around us. By using the information provided on the periodic table, we can determine the types and numbers of atoms in a chemical formula as well as predict the properties and behaviors of different elements. So, next time you look at the periodic table, remember that it holds the key to unlocking the secrets of chemistry. Thank you for joining me on this scientific journey, and remember to keep exploring the wonders of the natural world. Stay curious, my young scientists. I hope you enjoyed learning about the periodic table and its importance in understanding chemistry. If you have any questions or want to learn more about this topic, feel free to ask. Remember, science is all about curiosity and exploration, so keep asking questions and seeking answers. Until next time, keep experimenting and discovering the amazing world of chemistry.